everyone, and welcome to the Wor Club YouTube channel. Now normally at this point I would go on and talk about tonight's performance, and I will get on to that. I'm lost for words. I really am. You know, I was so positive going into tonight, and I thought, you know, I was really looking forward to seeing how we were going to play and the Isaac display and everything. I was really full of excitement. And then I've just sat and watched that. And you know, I thought we'd turned a corner since that League Cup victory over Chelsea in the Cup. And then we had the Arsenal display at home and the away trip to Forest. And it really felt as though we put some of them poor performances that we'd had on early in the season behind us. And then we have the international break. And what do we come back to? We're back to square one again. Now, I'm not a member of this Eddie Howe out brigade. I never have been. And for me, we're far from that. But I think tonight has highlighted massively the need in key areas that we're still so lacking in. We desperately need someone with that killer instinct to play in Isaac in behind their back four. You know, we need a playmaker hugely. I think we've got talented people in midfield, people who can set things up. But we're missing some real magic. I think at the back, you know, as strong as we are, desperately missing Sven Botman still. And as great as it was to see Callum Wilson back tonight, will he be here for the next 5 or 6 games coming up? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, so on to tonight's performance. Now, Newcastle did manage to get off to a bright and encouraging start, highlighted when man of the moment Alexander Isak was sent through and placed the ball past Lucas Fabianski, but was adjudged to have been offside by the VAR. In the 10th minute, a West Ham corner was swung in by Emerson, and with Lloyd Kelly not following his man, it allowed for Thomas Souček to head home and give the Hammers a 1-0 lead. Newcastle did create chances to go in level at the break, most notably when Gordon's strike was saved by the legs of the West Ham keeper, but it wasn't to be, and it began to feel as though it was going to be one of those nights at St James's Park. The second half began much like the first had ended, and in the 53rd minute, a Jawar Bowen pass left Aaron Wan-Bissaka in an ocean of space to place the ball in the far corner, out of the reach of Nick Pope, and give the Hammers a deserved 2-0 lead. After the goal, Newcastle as a team didn't capitulate, but we couldn't create a real bit of magic, a real killer pass to unlock their defence, and if anything, we looked ourselves likely to concede. Most times West Ham came forward. Other than Callum Wilson being fouled in the box, which I cannot believe for a million years, or understand why it wasn't given as a penalty, there wasn't much else to get excited about. After the game, Eddie Howe spoke to the media and stated, "I don't think anything takes me by surprise in the Premier League. We know every team has qualities. We were the dominant team at half time, and the game would have been very different if we had equalised before the first half. I'm pretty pleased with the first 60 minutes, albeit we're losing the game 2-0. We opened them up and had chances to score. Up to that point I was pretty pleased, but the last 30 minutes I didn't enjoy. We tried a bit too hard to score. We'll rue that when we watch the game back. For both goals, we know we made individual mistakes. It was disappointing from our perspective. Very uncharacteristic from us because we defended well in recent weeks. At the end, we had players out of position, so I didn't like the way we looked at the end. But up until that 60-minute mark, I thought we were the dominant team." Defeat for the Magpies means that Newcastle remain in 10th position and miss out on closing the gap to just a single point in the race for Champions League places. Next up for the Black and Whites is a long trip to Selhurst Park on Saturday the 30th of November for a 3 o'clock kick-off against a struggling Crystal Palace team back in the Premier League. This will be a huge game to try and put our league form back on track for Eddie Howe's men, and you can get all the info here on Wor Clubs channel. I'll see you then.